Hi, it's Mayor David Stahl with another edition of Business Spotlight. I'm really pleased to be up at the Brunswick Square Mall at the brand new pop-in cafe. It's going to be a great story, I promise you that, so I appreciate you watching in, and let's get right to it. I'm joined with Barbie, Samuel, and Stephen to discuss the great new cafe up at Pop-In Cafe. First, just give some brief ideas to what drove the inspiration to open up here in Brunswick Square Mall.
Okay. So Stephen and I and Samuel are residents of East Brunswick. We've been here for over 14 years. We decided to open the store initially. We started in the Freehold Mall to have business opportunity for my son, who's now 25 years old. And we found it difficult for him to get jobs in traditional businesses and decided to open a popcorn store. The opportunity came for us to join the East Brunswick, and we had met and talked about how much better it would be for us to be in the East Brunswick area, and we grabbed the opportunity to be in the Brunswick Square Mall. We find that this is a better, it's more of a community-based mall. We see a lot of families that we know in the area. We found a lot of support in the area for this project. When we came to East Brunswick Mall, we realized that Sam was not alone in his quest for a job. There are a lot of adults with disabilities who are very talented and motivated to work, but in the traditional workforce and workplaces, they weren't afforded a full-time job. And Sam decided that he wanted to expand the business and have other friends and adults in need join us in this quest to provide meaningful employment for adults.
It's great now, so I understand that you're working with the East Brunswick School District to provide additional opportunities for individuals.
Right. So when we came to East Brunswick, we were really welcomed with a lot of support from the East Brunswick school system. We've known them for many years, and they share our enthusiasm to increase the opportunities for adults who might need a little bit more support initially getting a job and also staying with the job. They have a structured learning environment where they provide adult students that are in the school system sampling within the area of East Brunswick, different job sites, but there was nothing in a mall area where they would be kind of in a more traditional community-based setting, and they grabbed the opportunity to help us in this quest. And what they're doing is they're having some of their students who are looking to, at some point, maybe in the next few years, enter the workforce, and they're going to use our site as a sampling site, and they will provide students some opportunities to work as traditional employees here, and they will have job coaches while they're here, and then eventually those job coaches will be faded out. If the students decide that they would like to stay with us after that, we would like to be able to provide them with a full-time work opportunity after graduation from high school.
It is a fantastic story, and I want to congratulate you on your efforts.
Thank you.
I'm going to turn to Stephen for a minute. Let's just talk a little bit about popcorn, because I know you're the popcorn genius here. Let's just first talk about some of the type products that you actually sell.
Okay, well, we have been very lucky. The popcorn was developed over several years, and we were able to purchase some of the recipes, and then we were very fortunate in a woman with culinary and chef experience, Agnes Cushing Ruby, who has a family member who's disabled, has volunteered her time from 10 to 4 o'clock Monday through Friday, basically like a full-time job that she's volunteered all this time, coming up with new recipes. So she would make the recipes, Sammy would cook the popcorn, the new recipes. We would bring it to people, friends and family, to try the recipes. And what began happening is I would take it to my regular workplace to say to people, please try this flavor, what do you think? And the next thing I know, people, instead of just saying, well, we like this, we don't like that, they'd be, oh, can you bring me a tin of this? I was like, give me so the samples turned into a product, and I think the best feedback we got was some of the nurses over at the hospital said, this is like crack. Can't stop eating it. So we began making the popcorn here in East Brunswick. It is all handmade by the young men and women. It is completely organic. It comes from special kernels called mushroom-type kernel popcorn from Indiana, and we have it here.
And Samuel, how have you found your working experience here in East Brunswick?
Oh, it's going great. It really is. I'm really having a fun time. It's going really well. I never thought I'd have a business of my own. It's fantastic.
And how do you find the response from the customers as to your delicious popcorn?
Oh, it's going great. They say that they really like the sandwiches a lot. We sell a lot of sandwiches. I know on Saturday, I think we sold about 47 sandwiches, I would say.
That's fantastic. So you're the chef besides the popcorn maven, right?
Yes, I am.
That's excellent. Stephen, I know also besides your shop right here in Brunswick Square Mall, you've been working with the township to provide some opportunities at our bus terminals?
Yes, the township's been wonderful. A lot of times when you deal with the town trying to get opportunities for people with disabilities, you run into a lot of bureaucracy and red tape. That has not been the case here. People have been leading with their heart, not with paperwork. And they have set up the opportunity to begin selling the popcorn in the bus terminals. And actually, I don't remember the man, the owner of the bus company has given the green light, no pun intended, to be in all the bus terminals in Middlesex County. And that project's going to be starting soon. And just to give you an idea of how well the popcorn's been going, Sam, step away, show the camera. That's all that's left of the chocolate and caramel. This is a constant battle to keep this bin open, and this was developed by Savney, Agnes, and one of her other workers, Paul Campanaro. Right?
So that's your favorite flavor?
Pretty much. It is a great flavor. It's very addictive.
Going back to your original premise for providing job opportunities, what do you envision where this could possibly lead?
So we always felt that having a business that was supportive of the adults was a little tricky because sometimes they need a little bit more structure and a little bit more help initially. But what we thought, I think where this will go is the more that we sell, the more that we can employ in terms of adults. So all the profits from the sales are going back into this project of Let's Work for Good. So Steve and I are basically volunteering our time, and we're learning a little bit about how much of a profit comes from the sale of the popcorn and sandwiches, and from that we'll be able to provide more hours of work opportunities for adults. So I could see it becoming, a business that can grow throughout the community and throughout New Jersey, employing adults with disabilities.
I think it also would show other business owners, particularly hopefully here in East Brunswick, that there are opportunities for these individuals, and they shouldn't be reticent to employ them.
I think there's a misconception sometimes if things go wrong that there's no way back to a better story. So we want to kind of prevent that from happening. So if we have an employee who's trained here, who perhaps works in another store in the mall or another restaurant, and there's a problem, we would envision that worker being able to come back here to review what was wrong and help to remedy that. So we don't have bad stories of people who go into the community and lose their jobs for things that we could perhaps help with additional training and support.
Any other individuals in the East Brunswick community that you're employing?
Yes, we're employing a lot of high school students from East Brunswick, and I just want to say they've done a terrific job actually in helping us run the store, and an added benefit is that they get to work with other adults who might have disabilities, and they're really understanding a little bit more about working with other people who might have some differences, and I think it's going to have a positive effect on our workforce in the future, kind of having that real-life experience. The kids bring with them a lot of enthusiasm, and they're also very savvy with media, so they've been helping us. We've had some high school students actually that developed the website for us that worked at the East Brunswick school system. I think it's been a real community effort, from the ground up, from your support actually helping us in coming to East Brunswick and helping us with the bus stations and actually the interview today, as well as the students and the special educators at East Brunswick. Sharon Olashevitz, who's Director of Special Education, unfortunately will be retiring soon. She came in and she really made a lot of this happen with the structured learning environment taking place in East Brunswick. So again, I think it's really been a community effort, and I think that the kudos should go to everybody who's really kind of helped support us get to this point already.
Well, actually, you bring up a good point. I mean, I always say it about East Brunswick is we are such a good, caring community and do take an interest in each other's lives. So I think this is living proof of how successful our community is and what a great place it is to live.
Yeah.
Samuel, let's talk about some of the interesting flavors that you developed.
We actually made one flavor called cookies and cream. We made it a very special way. I used like a tin, like an aluminum tin? Yeah, an aluminum tin, and we put parchment paper on. We poured the popcorn in, and we used like a chocolate melter to melt the white chocolate. And then we poured the crushed Oreos into it with the white chocolate, and we mix it up and we let it dry, and then we seal it in bags and we sell it to the customers.
Sounds fantastic.
Don't give away our secret recipe here.
Maybe we'll come up with something special for the Hanukkah Christmas season.
Oh, sure, we will.
I just want to go back to the popcorn. I know we've got the holidays coming up soon. Anything special that you foresee for the holidays?
Well, what I would recommend to people are the tins. Step aside there for a second, Sam. Where we set up a situation with the tins. Look, we're not here to make $1 million. We're here to employ young men and women, so we've set up things to be really inexpensive. So all these tins, let's say this tin $12, but then whoever you give it to as a gift, or if you keep it yourself, they can come for life and refill it as often as they want at half price. So the gift basically becomes not only very visible and fun and edible, it becomes a gift that stays around for a long time so people can remember you, or if you're giving it out in the business, that your customers, your clients can remember you, because this will stick around a long time. It's like giving a little kid a teddy bear. Teddy bears are there for a long time.
I also wanted to say one thing, that we also like the opportunity for the recipient of the gifts to come in to see the store and learn about our story and the progress that we're making. So by giving the tins, they'll be able to come back in for the refills, I guess at a reasonable price, and then also learn about the good that's come from the purchase of their gift.
Well, it's a great story. I mean, the fact that you're reached out and are able to provide opportunities for individuals that might not normally get is a great story in itself. Everyone loves popcorn, so I think you've got the right product for here in East Brunswick. So again, I would encourage everyone to come out to Poppin' Cafe. You've got some tremendous different flavors of popcorn, some great sandwiches that Samuel helped prepare. There's bagels in the morning. I believe the hours here are equivalent to what the store hours are here at the mall. When the mall's open, you can come to the cafe and get some delicious food and take some popcorn home for the family.
The phone number is 390-0938. We do have a website which people can use for ordering, and we will deliver to stores in the mall and stores outside the mall that are nearby. The website is popincafe.org. That's pop, Popincafe.org.